guys have come across a ton of offensive content on YouTube in Madden 22, and we all know that offense is generally very, very easy to execute no matter what your vision is for your offense. But one route that a lot of channels, pretty much every channel except for this one, have not touched on in Madden 22 is the drag wheel. This is a route that does everything. I mean, literally everything for your offense, whether it's beat the blitz, beat man-to-man, beat match for one-play scores, flood cover 2, cover 3, cover 4. You can use this route in a variety of ways. And did I mention it also beats the blitz? So let's go ahead and get into it. What is up, guys? Dan for the Madden YouTube channel, and the drag wheel is a route that is a staple of my offense. You guys know that I'm a big fan of the LA Rams offense this year. Single back bunch X nasty is my favorite offense to run in Madden, but this route in general, the Y drag wheel, is something that you can find littered throughout Madden. It is a little bit off the radar. It's a little bit of an off meta route, but to me, it's pound for pound the best route in the game because of its ability to do everything for your offense. As I mentioned, it beats the blitz, beats man, flood zone. It can be used as, you know, a number of different things. So let's go ahead and get into it, starting off first and foremost with the best way to beat man coverage. And truthfully, this ends up being a one-play score if you have the short and elite ability on this route, which I would highly recommend. So if you guys like to run, you know, kind of an under center based offense, if you like the 49ers playbook, the Rams playbook, you're going to find this drag wheel concept throughout the game. And we're going to talk about how you can go ahead and cook man-to-man with this. So starting off here with man-to-man, you're going to notice that when we run this route, he's going to light up here on this cut, and then you could go ahead and throw him open. You want to make sure to do this as quickly as you possibly can right after the cut. When you see a route light up, it's signifying that it's cooking man-to-man coverage. You don't necessarily need a speed advantage to turn that route into a one-play score. That is how I have used players and not run a theme team all year long in MUT, and I've been able to cook these theme team DBs that are 4, 5, 6 speed faster than some of my receivers. I like to use physical archetypes like Brandon Marshall, like Andre Johnson. So I haven't had that theme team 49ers or theme team Raiders speed or the jet speed that you see in head-to-head. So again, showing this to you against man-to-man coverage, you want to wait for him to light up and then you want to throw him open. So you see here that we had a little bit of a wind up right there, but if you time that throw, again, you're going to have to learn this with your quarterback. If you can time that throw, to kind of come out of the quarterback's hand, coinciding or being shortly thereafter that wind up, you're going to be able to throw that ball and create separation. And you see right there that the man gets a tripping animation and cannot keep up with him. So starting off with cover 1, cover 0, this could be kind of a death route for those styles of defense. So again, if this is a cover 0 blitz, again, you're going to see right here, we snap this ball, we pick up our pressure, wait for the light up, and you see right there, Kittle, I tried to put some air under it, lobbed it. We're going to end up having a score very easily. If they end up being in a cover 2 man under shell, so 2 man under, obviously you have a deep half safety, so the squeeze is a little tighter. You're definitely going to want some separation on this to make sure it works. I would recommend having a vertical pull route that pulls the safety in towards the hash mark to give yourself separation to isolate from your man-to-man. So you see right there how we were able to do that, and then we were able to throw that away from the safety, and you know, we ended up picking up a ton of yardage right there, about 55, 60 yards on that throw. So, you know, again, this is something that is going to consistently cook against man-to-man coverage. Now let's go ahead and go over to match coverage. The really cool thing about attacking match is that this is also a route that cooks a quarter flat or sometimes doesn't get matched at all. So as it pertains to, you know, learning match rules and understanding who's going to match whom, you know, that's pretty imperative. But in general, if you have a flat already on that side of the field, the quarter flat won't match it. And then oftentimes you're looking at him wheeling up the sideline against the match, and there's nobody guarding him. So you kind of see right there that that route didn't even need to light up. We were still able to throw it open for a huge gain. And, you know, nobody was able to get over there quick enough. So pretty good in that regard. You know, if I were to go ahead and do something a little bit like this, you might notice here that you're going to get, you know, that guy kind of wide open because both of the match zones, the deep zones on that left side of the field ran with the wide receiver vertically. So you could kind of do something like this. Again, we kind of got hurried out of that throw, but again, you see here how Kittle is just wide open on this concept. Again, being able to potentially be a one-play score against match coverage. Again, just kind of depends on how you're running your play. If you guys are enjoying this free YouTube content, I would strongly urge you to go over to my strategy website. GridironGamePlans.gg is your one-stop source for all things competitive Madden. Every week in our Vault Update, we take a look at the meta, or the most effective tactics available being used by pro players on the MCS circuit, breaking down not only how and why the pros do what they do, but most importantly, how you can counter those metas when you face them in online gameplay. On top of that, your subscription also includes any and every offensive and defensive game plan released on the website while your subscription is active, and access to our Discord server, where every single Wednesday, we have a live lab session covering the week's vault content and any questions you guys have about Madden. So make sure you guys head over to gridirongameplans.gg. $9.95 per month unlocks the entire website. You will kind of notice that in general, if you sometimes put an out route or something on that side of the field, sometimes the match that's on the X receiver might peel off and guard him. You saw right there that it matched pretty well with Von Miller on him. It comes down to if somebody is matching him at the point that he cuts and he can light up, then he'll create the separation akin to what you see against cover 1, cover 0, 2-man under. So you can either scheme it so it's just a wide open route, or if it's getting matched, you want to make sure that there's somebody already latched onto him the entire way on the route. So that way when he cuts, he lights up just the same as if he were attacking man-to-man coverage. Now let's go ahead and get into zone coverage calls. So we're going to go through cover 2, cover 3, and also by proxy cover 4, which is very, very similar in terms of how the zone drops behave. So let's start off with cover 2 and kind of break down what we're looking at here. Again, with this, we understand that this is a 2-high defense with a flat zone. Typically, your nickel corner is going to be to the strength of your formation. So for this, we're looking at the cover 2 window, which is the area behind this player right here, Williams, and underneath and to the outside of this deep zone. So with this particular concept, you want to make sure that you're occupying that cloud flat just long enough that you can basically get that wheel into that soft spot. So I would start off with something very similar to this, basically having Samuel on some sort of route that holds that cloud flat down on the short side of the field. And then again, Werner is going to be running that seam similar to what we did against the 2-man under to keep that half off of Kittle's back when he wheels up the sideline. So you see here in this regard that we're able to throw this and throw it down an outside pass lead. This is good for a gain of nearly 40 yards. So again, this is going to be a throw that's going to clear your max zone drops. If our opponent right here, we're spotted on the 40. If our opponent were to take their cloud flats and basically say, hey, you're going to stand at 30 yards, that's going to drop back to the opposite 30-yard line. So if we can throw our cover 2 beater beyond the 30 at the catch point, we understand that that could beat the max zone drop that is allowed for an underneath zone. So again, as you kind of look at this route combo, again, just pretending that cloud flat is there, you see how we could go ahead and fit that in, and that safety wasn't able to even get there, and we threw that ball all the way down to the 10. So we still had enough room on the short side of the field there to throw that ball an additional 20 yards beyond the max zone drop. So again, from our 40 to the opposite 10, that's 50 yards. There is no way that they're going to be able to guard that, thrown that far beyond a zone drop blue set to, 30 or whatever. So again, right here, we're going to show you this without an ability. We're doing this to the wide side of the field. So again, against the cover 2, you're even going to have more room to work here. So watch why. He's just going to go. And he took a lot longer. He's a little bit slower. But again, you saw how much room there was to throw that. Clearly going to be able to throw that well beyond the max drop of 30. Now let's go ahead and get into cover 3. Cover 3 is a little bit tougher because you have a sideline deep zone rather than a deep half safety. So with this situation, you're going to have that outside corner dropping deep. And with that, you need to understand that he needs to be pulled vertically on this. So with this particular concept, you're going to want to take Deebo Samuel. I'm stuck in 2008. You're going to take Deebo Samuel and put him on a vertical route. Then from there, you're going to need something that is holding the flat down low on that side. And then my recommendation would be to, do whatever you want with the B receiver. You could probably put, like a flat wheel combo to this side. This is a really, really good setup for this. Again, here with this concept, you're dropping back. You're going to let Y wheel up the sideline, and you're going to throw this. And again, if you could throw this beyond the 30-yard line, you're able to clear the max zone drop that would be set of 30 yards. So again, with that particular setup with the cover 3, you want to occupy both the flat and the deep sideline, opening up that space for the drag wheel. So again, I show this to you, cover 3, carry out our play fake, let him wheel up the sideline. Again, you want to throw this beyond the 30, and we're able to fit that in. That's with no velocity ability also. You guys understand how important it is to have pass lead elite, set feed lead, gunslinger. This is just with Garoppolo with a stock windup. I could have thrown that far earlier. So again, you kind of see here how, right here, I threw this ball with Garoppolo with no velocity, and we still threw that beyond the max drop of 30. So pretty easy to do right there. and that's going to leave us with cover 4. So if you guys are facing cover 4 drop, this is something that you'll be able to torch as well. Let me show this to you out of Big Time 146, since I don't have like a 3-4 to run here. But again, it'll be the exact same route combo in terms of how you're attacking the sideline with a vertical pull route and the flat with a flat or a horizontal stretch route. One thing that you could honestly do is run kind of like this little in route, because in the event that they decide to, you know, take their user and run with Kittle, you're going to notice that that area is going to be open up behind the user. So you see right here, Kittle's actually going to light up and then you're going to be able to throw this ball in behind. So you see how easily you can manipulate the user. If they don't user it, you could throw a backside dig. Again, with this concept, the whole drill is to occupy the deep sideline and the flat, depending on the zone shell, allowing the drag wheel to get open. And then if you know what they're in terms of giving yourself a check down, you see right here that you could go ahead and run something like this as well, where if they're usering, you could throw, you know, this ball, the low ball, to the running back out of the backfield and pick up 10, 15 yards pretty cheap that way as well. So, you know, out of an offense just like this, you're going to really be able to establish a balanced attack. This is how I am typically able to run under center based offenses every year, run these off meta style approaches with, you know, unique route combinations that meta defenses aren't prepared to defend. And this is just one of those routes. And honestly, the last box that we're going to check here in this video is beating the blitz, especially the zone blitz. You guys understand how much players absolutely love to run cover 2 blitzes. So I'm going to go ahead and I don't believe I have a good one here. Let me just go ahead and we'll just pretend for the sake of argument that we're running, you know, a nickel blitz 2 style setup, right? So, you know, kind of like your 2-4-5 odd pinch 2, that's a cover 2 blitz that has basically a blitzing nickel, and you know, it brings pressure off the edge, but there's 2 vertical hooks over the middle of the field, right? So a lot of times with this style of defense, the way that you can kind of read it is, you know, a lot of times, again, we're just kind of pretending here that, you know, they kind of stand off to the outside, right? They kind of stand, they try to gap shoot through the B gaps. With this particular concept, it's important to understand that you can actually really exploit them with a simple high-low concept. So, you know, you could go ahead and go seam, and then, you know, you got this drag wheel under. And the general rule here will be that if they hang out low, you're going to throw the seam, you know, kind of an up and inside lead in the seam. So if you run this and then you see that they give up that seam, you go ahead and pepper that throw in right there. And if you have a velocity ability, it'll be even better. But if their user in that cover 2 blitz rocks with that seam, if they drop and give you, you know, that depth that you're looking for, that's really where you're going to be able to end up reading that and saying, oh, okay, boom, I'm going to hit my drag wheel before he ever cuts up the sideline. You see right there that you can get yourself a quick pass underneath for 10 yards. So your ability to use this as a really big chunk yardage route against zone drops, be able to throw it as chunk yardage against man-to-man via the ability lighting up, and the ability to throw this against a zone blitz is really good. So, you know, when it comes to a zone blitz, you know, obviously you're throwing the ball quick. If it comes to a, you know, a situation where you know you're facing a man-to-man style blitz, that's where you're going to say, okay, my whole focus with this concept is making sure that I pick up the 6-man pressure, and that's going to give me time to throw the ball to Kittle. So you see right there that, you know, right there with, you know, Ramsey, we actually beat Ramsey, and Ramsey had the 1 step ahead on that. So that's why Kittle didn't light up. So right there, you notice that even without abilities, sometimes it will beat man-to-man like you saw it right there. Let's go ahead and show you the replay. So again, you see right here, even with short and elite, Jalen Ramsey's 1 step ahead ability cancels that out. So it becomes a neutral interaction. Again, Ramsey has 99 man coverage and 99 play rec. So he is the max level and he's faster. And you see that Kittle was able to get behind him and we're able to throw that up. If Kittle has any more speed, we probably rack that in that situation. So with an ability, you know, you're going to be lighting up against anybody other than Ramsey or, you know, somebody that has 1 step ahead. 1 step ahead is the only man coverage ability that can shut down the short and elite on this, but you saw right there, it still worked. So truly, this is the best route that nobody uses in Madden besides myself and those that are on Gridiron. So make sure you guys check it out, add it to your offense. Look hard at that. It's truly one of the best routes in the game. It's worth switching a playbook for. I honestly believe that. If you're a bunch player, find a bunch offense that has this route as an audible down option for you. It's just too good to ignore. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Until then, this is Zan. Get in the lab and good luck.